Hi, travelers. This is going to be a mystery box tarot reading. This is where I sort of like the open reading, except every time I do one, I will be picking a different deck of cards. And this time I'm going to be using the Marseille Tarot. I don't think I have any clarifiers with it. I just want to read straight. And also, I feel bad because I've been busy with my astrology class. I did the 9-hour thing yesterday, but I only got 4 hours into it. So I have 5 more hours to go, my lecture. And so I kind of want to bring you something and don't leave you hanging so long, okay? So let me turn the camera around and we'll get started with the reading. I think Mercury is going to come out of retrograde. I think on the 10th, let me look, of August. It may be the 12th, I'm not sure. Let me get my ephemeris here. And it says, on August 10th, Mercury is still going to be in retrograde. It goes direct on the 11th at 15 degrees Leo. Planets always get halfway. They travel up to 15 degrees and then they stop and they turn around. That's called a retrograde phase. It's always 15 degrees. It doesn't matter what planet it is, it's always 15 degrees. So once it reaches 15 degrees coming back, it will go direct. So that's on the 11th of August. So I'm not gonna shuffle the cards because I just want to deal them straight. I haven't used these cards in quite a while. Let me see if I can lower the lights. And so you already saw what's on the bottom, so we'll go ahead and deal the cards. Justice, the Two of Cups, the Devil, Next row, the 8 of Coins, the 9 of Coins. Aren't these cards pretty? Some girl gave them to me. She found them in her father's, he died, and so she found the cards and she gave them to me. This deck is from 1973. Let me see if I can turn the light down. Yeah, okay. The Sun, that's odd because when I flipped the card around, I saw legs coming out of the Sun here. They look like legs to me. Next card, the 8 of Wands. There's our Mercury and Sagittarius energy. So it could have to do with traveling, getting some kind of news. If it's travel, it's going to be mostly, it might be about your work or career. Last row, the 5 of Coins. The Ace of Swords. And finally, the Emperor. And you saw what was under the deck. It's the 10 of swords. I think it's a 10. It's a 9 of swords. So this has been all the energy over the whole reading since this time. And I say that maybe you have been worried about something. I think you have like one single thought in your head, but you can't get it out because it's enclosed. See that? So it's about trying to break free of first a mental block that you have or been having, and you trying to dig up this one thought and bring it forward. So what do I have? I have 2 coins, 4 major arcana cards, 1 cup, 1 sword, and 1 wand. So I would venture to say this might have to do something with like some kind of business venture. Or some kind of deal. I want to say the cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. And right in the center we have the sun. The sun does 2 things. It tells you that it's about growth, abundance, happiness, success, but also illuminates things for you. So I think maybe you had something that you needed to see over this Mercury retrograde period. And it's not over yet. Just because it goes direct on the 12th, 11th, doesn't mean that you're out of the woods yet. Basically, you have like 8 weeks of retrograde. Any planet. So you have the post-retrograde, the pre-retrograde phase, the actual retrograde phase, and then you have 2 weeks after the post-retrograde shadow phase. So I think maybe you are trying to search for something or see something that has to do with either your work, your job, or your money. Or I even think maybe you have a legal issue. That can be contracts or anything where you have to go to court to settle a dispute, okay? So here we have the Justice. And the Justice card is all about fairness. It's about balance. It says use your own logic to solve the problem. You have to weigh up different substances to see what it's going to work for you. Here in the past, I see that you were in a very, I guess, safe period where you had enough money to probably take care of yourself, because Pentacles represent either finances or the doing of something. So it's work related, whatever this thing is. And by the end of maybe the end of this month or the end of next month, it doesn't matter because there's no timing in the tarot. You have felt like you didn't have enough funds to take care of yourself. But you do have, you are conserving something. Maybe it's something that you worked on, you haven't put it forward yet. I think it's related to this Nine of Swords. Here, because I have the pentacle is enclosed in the card. See it? Where this pentacle has room to grow. And maybe this was a mistake that you made, because you started out in a good position with this thing that you have been saving or trying to produce or whatever the case may be, and you sort of let it out, but it didn't go well. I'm not saying that it's a total wash. I think it's going to be a change of circumstances for you. But here, I see that the other idea is safe and close. And the Four of Pentacles by itself speaks to having a stable foundation. I know Mercury is still in retrograde because I am affected. I'm heavily mercurial, I should say. And it always works through my electronics. Let me start over and maybe I can get the picture back. Okay? Okay. Hopefully it'll stay like that. So, coming across the top, this is a column, okay? And so this Five of Coins represents a very important anchor to the whole spread. So we come across to the Two of Cups. It could mean, I don't think this is a romantic relationship. I think it's about some kind of partnership, because the Two of Cups can represent the perfect partner coming along. I think you found the perfect partner, or through some kind of contract, you found a partner that you could work with, but the partner turned out to be a little shifty. Here's the Devil, and the Devil represents temptation. It also represents someone playing power games, someone trying to force you to do something you don't want to do. But if you look, it says that in this contract, you are not chained up in such a way you can never be free. See how they're chained at the base? Okay? It looks like it's going to be a bad situation, but I don't think it's going to necessarily turn out bad. It may be a little dicey these next couple of weeks, but I don't think it's going to turn out all bad. I'm not saying you're going to be made whole. I'm saying that you won't lose as much as you think you will lose. Here I explained to you the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun, but I told you also about the Eight of Wands. It's usually in connection with some kind of travel by air and messages. I don't have any other court card in the spread. I don't have any court cards, as a matter of fact. So I can't pinpoint and say exactly it's a message coming in, but you're going to get some kind of message that will help you to decide on what you should do. It also represents the arrows of love. But again, this is not a romantic reading. So I think it's about travel. Maybe overseas or far away from your house. Mercury in Sagittarius is about long distance travel. Okay? So maybe you had to you took a trip for a contract, a meeting of some sort, and it didn't go well. But I think that this is connected to the Nine of Coins, because I think this is a temptation offer from this Emperor. And the Emperor can represent logic, reason. If it's somebody that you met with, maybe he might be a fire sign, an Aries, or he may have like military like tendencies where he does things in a regimented manner. He usually owns a lot of property and businesses. Sometimes you can go to him for help, advice. He will give it to you. But in this case, I think he tried to pull one over on you. He offered you this Nine of Pentacles with a promise in the center. But I feel that it was too much at the time for you to consider. Maybe he tried to take your project away from you and say, I want to do it. I want to put my name to it. And you said no. Or let me think about it. Or you didn't sign the paperwork yet because there was something a little shifty in the paperwork. So especially during Mercury retrograde, you have to read the fine print all the time. And if you can't pick out something that's wrong for yourself, you give it to somebody else to read. Okay? And they can tell you what they see or what the feeling is about it. But right down in the center, at the end of the spread, I have the Ace of Swords. And when this Ace of Swords shows up, no matter what deck, it's the most powerful ace in the deck. It says that something is going to change. And see the crown at the top? That usually denotes like a successful contract. Okay? Or an offer or a proposal. Okay? But it's a sword. So it's double-edged. So there's been lots of worry, anxiety, fear, running things over and over through your mind. Like you've been stuck on one idea. And the idea is associated with this contract. But if you look at the Emperor, the directions he's facing, it says he's looking at the past. So he's going to revisit the issue with you. You will hear from him again. And sometimes the Emperor represents contracts themselves. So this is somebody who can can sort of bring you to where you want to be. But you have to negotiate with him fairly. He has to be fair with you. I don't think you should accept the offer if it's not fair, if you don't feel right about it. I see here that when you get the message, it's like doing a deal with the devil. That's how you feel. Or that's what you think. That's how you feel. Here with Cups. So I don't think I'm gonna pull cards on it. I said it wouldn't, but I don't think I think I should. I think you should, if he asks you to come back and talk about this, whatever this thing is, I think you should go. If you can, wait a few more weeks. If you can. You can't always wait because the planets are doing something wonky. You can't live your life like that in fear. But I think you are going to get some kind of illumination. That's what the sun does. It illuminates things for you. You know, we can see more clearly by the sunlight than we can the moonlight. And whatever it is, I think it's going to either come. This is August, so this is represents maybe the 8th month or 8 days from now, from the reading. I think you're going to hear from this guy again. He may start out talking to you like the old devil that he is. But like I said, I think if you're smart, you negotiate fairly. You can, I don't want to say outwit him. You can, because he's thinking about what that project that you did. He's thinking about it too. I think maybe he might have a feeling that he did you wrong in some respects. I think he thought that he could just offer you anything and you would accept it. But I feel that whatever this project or idea is, it's something very close to your heart. And you can't just let it go to any old body to do whatever they want with it. So it's about control. He wants control. And maybe, I'm just saying, you can put some kind of clause in the contract. You can ask. That's all you can do. He can say no, but all you can do is ask. I think you can put some kind of clause in the contract that says you can't do this or you can't do that with it, or you cannot put your name to it, or you can, something like that. Okay? What I want to do, in here it says that whatever the contract is, it will be successful. But it depends on when he reaches out to you, and if you negotiate fairly and cleverly. He thought he had you, but you told him no. And you walked away thinking that you lost everything. So this is why you have it on your mind. I don't see any repeater numbers. In this card, in this deck, Justice is known as card 8. That's usually the Strength card in other decks. But this is the Marseille Tarot. So I have 2 8s. And 2 8s can mean delays, obstacles, and hassles. The timing is not right. But I think you will hear from him again soon. Because I think he wants whatever you have. And there's 3 swords here. I don't know if it's been going on for... Swords should usually represent weeks. Wands represent days. Cups represent months. Pentacles represent years. So I don't know what the 3 swords are about. 3 weeks. Maybe it happens in 3 weeks. Projecting out. 8 days to 3 weeks. That's it. So let me... And that's well after Mercury goes direct. So let me pull cards on the... I want to say the Emperor, because he's the card exiting the spread. Even though he's faced towards the past, this is the last card down. So it's an outgoing energy. So let's look at the Emperor and what does it say. The precious presence. So this can be anything that you consider valuable. It can be either something material, or it can be like advice. It can be anything that you consider precious that you want to hang on to. Delirante, which represents the drunk people. So it can go either way. This card is relatively negative. It says you might have to deal with someone who is all messed up in their mind. They're trying to steer you wrong in what they're saying or doing. But it can even apply to this person being somewhat... I don't want to say crazy, but weird in a certain way. He's trying to steer you in the wrong direction for this gift. Last card, the Thief. Yes, he tried to steal something from you. So, I don't know. I think maybe he will try to contact you again. And of course, during the Justice, you have to realize that maybe he won't change. I think he's gonna offer you like the same amount as before, but he's trying to put tricks on you. So that's why I say if you cleverly and fairly negotiate and don't fall for his tricks, maybe you should take someone with you when you go. I do have these two figures here and the 2 cups. So maybe you can have a partner go with you, someone that you trust their advice, and you have them sit in and listen. I don't think he's going to let it go, though. I don't think he is willing to pay you what you're asking. But I also think that you can get what you want. I'm not talking about trickery or deception. Being honest and fair and speaking exactly what you want, what it'll take for you to let go of the idea or the thing that you have, because he's definitely trying to steal it from you. And this is the outgoing energy. So maybe I'm not telling you. Let me say this. If you don't feel that it's right, don't do it. But at the same time, I think that you can work something out. Because he's got the money that you need. So that's why I'm saying that you should probably negotiate with him. That's what Justice card is ruled by Venus, which is Libra, which also says that there may be open enemies or frenemies. It also speaks about duets, do-overs, like going back to somebody, or him coming back to you. But because it's Venus, it represents right relationships. So I think you have to speak the truth and tell him what you want, or otherwise it's no deal. Sometimes you have to play hardball. And if you play hardball, you got to be willing to walk away. You got to be willing to stand your ground on your principles. But I think maybe this spread will help you, because you know that he's trying to steal from you. He's trying to confuse you and lead you down the wrong path. And he's trying to steal from you. Don't let that happen. And that's the best advice I can give you. And so this is the reading, a mystery box reading. I'm not going to pull a oracle card, because this is it. So I hope this helps you. And you can always go to my website, HiddenLotusTarot.com, and book a reading if you recognize this situation. Because I'm reading for so many people who are watching that may not go the way I said it goes, because the situation is specific to you. But I think it's pretty accurate. Okay? So, until next time, bye.